This morning, the family of a 15-year-old boy with special needs says he was wrongfully detained by ICE, and the family is now suing the federal government for $1 million in damages. In the lawsuit, it alleges this incident happened 2 weeks ago outside of a Los Angeles school. So the family says the boy was pulled out of his mother's car, pulled out at gunpoint, handcuffed, and then detained by ICE officers. The lawsuit alleging this was, quote, unconstitutional racial profiling of a U.S. citizen. Both the administration and DHS have denied any wrongdoing in the case. They say this was a case of mistaken identity and their immigration crackdown. Joining me now to discuss, Luis Carrillo and Christian Contreras. They're representing the 15-year-old and his family in the lawsuit. Thank you both for being with me this morning. Has it been made clear to you at this point how or why officers mistook your client, as you've alleged, for a 15-year-old? He's a 15-year-old, mistook him for the person that they were targeting?
Absolutely. I mean, the reason why he was mistaken for a person that they were looking for is because they're engaging in racial profiling. And so it's clear when you engage in these tactics, which are unconstitutional, unlawful, and sweeping up innocent people, of course, folks that aren't the intended targets are going to be swept up in these raids. And so they're taking a very heavy-handed approach unnecessarily, and it's costing the lives of innocent people. People are being traumatized. People are being injured. People are being taken away from their families merely because this administration is taking such an unconstitutional, broad sweeping approach to these raids.
So he says, DHS is pushing back on those allegations of racial profiling. Officials saying, and I'm quoting here, that this is a case study of billboard law firms trying to turn family resemblance into racial animus to collect clicks, clout, and cash. Luis, I'm curious, what is your response to that?
Well, the first thing is that the ICE and Border Patrol officers who are patrolling the streets here in Los Angeles, it's almost like an occupation army. And what they do is they single out workers with brown complexion. They go after them and they brutalize the people that they come into contact with. There's a video of a father of 3 U.S. Marines who was beaten down by these ICE and Border Patrol individuals. And so that's why I say that this is an army of occupation, because they single out Latinos and they go to town on their faces. There was a 9-month pregnant young lady who was shackled around her belly, which caused her baby to be born prematurely. So that's the brutality that is seen here at the hands of ICE and Border Patrol officers. And it has to stop, because the court, thanks to the ACLU, the court has issued a temporary restraining order reining in these tactics, these brutal racial profiling tactics. And I hope that the court does punish the government for the fact that they are violating the court's order here, the ACLU order here in Los Angeles.
The department was praising the boy's mother, talking about how cooperative she was in the moment, but also, and she was praising her son, frankly, for how he dealt with it. But the department saying that she was cooperative in the investigation, which ultimately led to an arrest later that day of the boy's cousin. DHS says that the cousin is an unauthorized immigrant who, according to the department, had a 2021 misdemeanor conviction for carrying a concealed weapon. All of this coming together can be, I think, a little confusing for people as they're trying to follow the threads here. Where do things stand today?
Those are more lies, because the family has no contact with that individual. No, the family has no contact with that individual. What happened here is that the family is of Mexican descent. The guy that they were looking for is of Salvadoran descent. So the mother did not cooperate. That was another flat-out lie of this department. Go ahead, Kirsten.
Right. The mother at a press conference stated that she was cooperative with federal agents, as one should try to be under the circumstances, but it's false that she assisted in the detention of an MS-13 gang member. That's just a fabrication. That's a blatant lie. and that's not true. That's not true. That did not occur in this case.
Christian, real quickly before I let you both go, how is the 15-year-old doing?
Well, the 15-year-old, he's special needs. He was just trying to go to school. And someone who has special needs just trying to go to school must be protected. Like I mentioned previously, President Trump needs to do the right thing and issue an executive order preventing federal agents from engaging in these operations at or near schools. President Trump needs to protect students, needs to protect the vulnerable, and needs to ensure that every student in America receives a proper education without fear of being detained by federal agents.
Christian Contreras, Luis Carrillo, we appreciate your time this morning. We'll continue to follow this and the developments. Thank you.